Imagine publishing your work online, a video, a business idea, or a project you've poured weeks into. Most responses are positive, but one negative comment instantly overshadows the praise. Your chest tightens, your mind races to defend, and for the rest of the day you replay those 9 words from a stranger. You don't know their background, their expertise, or even if they understood your work. Yet their brief judgment controls your mood. In today's AI-driven world, we're evaluated more frequently by people and by algorithms. Likes, dislikes, AI-generated scores, and automated rankings all challenge our professional identity. Why does criticism feel so personal, and how can we build a sense of self that isn't shaken by one comment or one AI-generated score? Let's explore the psychology behind offense in the age of AI. Many believe aggressive reactions to criticism stem from low self-esteem, but research shows it's more complex. In 1998, Bushman and Baumeister found that narcissism combined with a personal threat predicts aggressive retaliation. When your identity is built around being intelligent, successful, or tech-savvy, criticism, especially from AI, feels personal. It's not just your work being questioned, it's the core of who you believe you are. The stronger your attachment to a particular identity, the more threatening criticism of that identity becomes. In the AI era, your professional value can be challenged by someone who spent seconds typing a comment or by an algorithm that doesn't understand your context. This scene sets the stage for understanding why criticism can feel like an attack on your very self. Psychologist Mark Leary's Sociometer theory suggests self-esteem acts as an internal monitor of social acceptance and rejection. When you sense others value you, your self-esteem rises. When you detect rejection, it falls. Today, social signals are everywhere: views, likes, comments, follower counts, ratings, and AI-generated assessments. You can receive more visible evaluation in one afternoon than previous generations did in a month. Not every evaluation deserves your attention, but the sheer volume makes it harder to ignore. Your emotional system reacts to negative signals before rationally considering their source. This explains why even unqualified opinions can affect you deeply. To thrive, you need a system for deciding which evaluations matter and which are just noise. Criticism can dominate your identity for several reasons. First, one comment can become your whole self-image, overshadowing your achievements. Second, you often give emotional authority to strangers and machines, letting their opinions outweigh those who truly know your work. Third, criticism hurts most where you already have doubts. External voices echo internal fears about relevance or skill. Fourth, you may turn hurt into a moral case, interpreting ambiguous messages as intentional attacks. Hostile attribution bias can make retaliation feel justified. Fifth, if your identity stands on one pillar like intelligence or success, criticism of that quality becomes a crisis. The fewer dimensions you recognize as valuable, the more fragile your sense of self. Understanding these reasons is the first step toward resilience. To protect your identity from being destabilized by criticism, widen your sense of self. List at least 5 parts of yourself that don't depend on the same result: business owner, learner, friend, parent, problem solver, mentor, community member. When criticism strikes, name 2 true things about yourself that it didn't touch. Next, separate the sting from the signal. Admit what hurt, then evaluate if the feedback is useful or true. Apply 3 filters: source, specificity, and actionability. Use AI to neutralize emotionally charged comments by rewriting them in neutral language, focusing on factual claims and actionable points. Finally, create a feedback permission list, decide whose judgment matters, and categorize feedback accordingly. Not every comment deserves a response. Sometimes, silence is the best evaluation. When a comment, AI score, or critical message affects you, follow a 5-step process. Pause, don't respond while your identity feels threatened. Expand, name 2 parts of yourself the criticism didn't touch. Neutralize, rewrite the feedback without its emotional tone. Evaluate, check the source, specificity, and actionability. Choose, improve, clarify, ignore, block, or respond calmly. The goal isn't to become numb, but to stop letting the first emotional reaction dictate your final decision. In the age of AI, you'll receive more feedback and visible evaluation than ever before. Some will help, some will be careless or wrong, and some may come from those who don't understand your work. You can't control every judgment, but you can control how much authority each receives. Build a wider identity and become difficult to destabilize.